Okay, viewing properties prior to them hitting the marketplace. This is just something a little bit out there, thinking a little bit outside the square that I like to throw on the table. Like I said before, that's how Chris bought his property. I've probably sold 5, 10 properties in the last 12 months that never hit the market. In fact, I sold a property in Burwood East a few weeks ago, and I went and knocked on the door of the neighbour to say, hey, the person who bought this might be interested in buying yours as well. And she said, you've made a mistake. No property sold here. So even about a month or so after it had sold, she, who was a neighbour, had no idea it had happened. The reason I say that, or the value in that, is if you get in touch with an agent who will get you through first, you can be really on top of what's happening in an area, and possibly walk through a property before anybody else sees it. Be open-minded. If you get an agent calling you who's trying to shape something that might fit, at least go and have a look at it. Appreciate that if it's not on the market, that you might be the only one or one of very few coming through. So at least go and have a look. If you go through and say, mate, this property is crap, don't ever take me through one like this again, they're going to get that. But until we get you through and can actually see what it is you're looking for, it's very hard. And be realistic on price. If you ever get an opportunity to do that, go through a property before it hits the market. Understand that it's probably one where you would need to be realistic on price, because the vendor would probably come back and say, this is the rough range that you're looking for. If you don't want it to hit the market, this is what it's going to need to be. It's probably not the ideal opportunity to be playing negotiating games with the vendor. But hey, try your luck, you never know. Okay, today I spoke with my manager of the company who's been there for 10, 11 years now. And I said to him, I'm speaking to a group of just some first home buyers tonight. What would you say, in your opinion, is the biggest mistake that first home buyers make? And there's two. One's not up there. So I'm just going to get to the one that's not up there so I don't forget. He said one of the biggest mistakes they make is they go through a property and they feel that because they're just looking, and they might go through, really like it, and say, we need to go and have a look at another 10, 20, 100, whatever it is. We need to just see a few more before we know. Then by the time they realise, yeah, look, our gut feel was right, we really liked the place, the numbers were right, everything was right about it, they've missed out because someone else has come along. And we've seen many times where people have done that. All I'd say is, if you're actually out there looking, this sounds so completely idiotic, I know, be ready to buy. If you walk through on the first weekend and see a house and go, this is in the right area, the numbers are right, the house is right, yeah, I might need to do this or that, but everything's just about right, have a go at it, because there's nothing worse than missing out and then not seeing anything come up month after month after month after month. The biggest mistake that I've seen, and I've dealt with a lot of first home buyers who have missed out on buying properties through me, and there's this one reason why. Conditions, okay? When you're making an offer on a property, you need to fill out a contract note, and it would have the address of the property, your details, the price. Then the agent will say, do you have any conditions attached to this? And you can put on the back, subject to finance, subject to building inspection, subject to whatever you like, really. A lot of first home buyers put subject to finance. Now, what you need to understand in the current marketplace is there's a good chance I'm getting 2 or 3 offers as a minimum on each property. If I've got two offers on a property, one that is subject to finance and one that isn't, if the offers that not subject to finance is even a little bit less than the other offer, there is a very strong chance that when I present that to the vendor and they understand what's associated, that they will take an offer 2, 3, maybe $5,000 less. Why not say, look, we're going to have a building inspection done, but it will be done in our 3-day calling off period. So the vendor's not going to have to wait any longer than what they have to wait now, because 3 days is what you've got to call off if you decide to. So just an idea there, and I've seen people get properties because they've changed it from 7 days to 3. So it's very, very powerful. And just understand, whilst money is always important in selling a property, I reckon I've sold about 5 properties this year that I can reel off right off the top of my head, where it wasn't just the money, and it tends to be an elderly couple who, whether they get $3,000 more or even $10,000 more, they just don't like hundreds of people trampling through their property. And believe it or not, I've had properties sell at very good prices because the vendors just said, Rob, we're very happy with that. And it's not my job to say you will or won't take this. I'm completely in their hands. So just understand, when you're putting conditions on, they have trading value also. And it's almost the same as dollars, because if you attach all these conditions to it, you could be weakening your offer. So just be aware of that.